Okay, quick confession. 3 months ago, I asked one of my subscribers to do something most people avoid, like a dentist appointment. Track every single dollar for 30 days. No category skipped, no, that one doesn't count, no rounding down the coffee. Every dollar. And what happened wasn't what either of us expected. It wasn't the spending that broke her. It was what the spending revealed. So today, I'm walking you through what happens when you actually do this, why it works better than any budgeting app, and what to expect if you try it yourself. My name is Jack. If you've ever wondered where your money actually goes, hit subscribe and let's get into it. Here's the thing most people get wrong about tracking spending. They think it's about discipline. It's not. It's about visibility. You cannot fix what you cannot see. And most people are flying financially blind. Not because they're careless, but because modern spending is designed to be invisible. Tap to pay, one-click checkout, subscriptions that renew themselves, nothing forces you to look. Studies on spending awareness consistently show the same pattern. When people write down or log every purchase, spending drops, often without any other change at all. Not because they suddenly developed willpower, because attention alone changes behavior. That's the whole premise of this experiment. Week 1 is where the illusion cracks. Most people think their biggest problem is 1 or 2 large purchases. It almost never is. It's the $6 here, the $11 there, the small charges that don't feel like decisions because they don't feel like spending. By day 4, most people find at least one subscription they forgot existed. By day 7, the pattern starts repeating. Coffee run, delivery fee. Just this once turns into 4 times. The psychological shift happens around day 10. This is where it stops being annoying and starts feeling uncomfortable. Because now you're not just seeing the purchases, you're seeing the reasons behind them. Stress spending after a bad meeting, boredom spending at 11 p.m., reward spending after a hard week that somehow happens every week. Tracking dollars accidentally tracks emotions, and that's the part nobody warns you about. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Jack, but does this actually change anything, or is it just uncomfortable for no reason? Fair question. Here's where the math comes in. Say tracking reveals $380 a month in what I'd call invisible spending. Small stuff, no single purchase feels significant. Over a year, that's $4,560. Over 5 years, without even touching investing, that's over $22,000 just sitting in small decisions you didn't know you were making. And that number usually shocks people more than any budgeting lecture ever could, because it's their own money, their own choices, laid out in front of them. Week 2 is usually the turning point. Not because people suddenly become perfect, because the visibility itself starts changing decisions in real time. You're standing in line about to order something and the small voice goes, "Wait, is this a want or a reflex?" That pause is the entire experiment working. You're not restricting anything yet. You're just finally awake. By week 3, something interesting happens. The tracking stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like information. People stop asking, "Can I afford this?" and start asking, "Do I actually want this, or am I just used to buying it?" That shift from restriction thinking to intention thinking is the real unlock. It's not about deprivation, it's about choosing on purpose instead of by default. Week 4 is where it gets a little emotional, honestly, because by now the picture is complete. You can see exactly where every dollar went for a full month, and for most people, that's the first time in years they've had that kind of clarity. Some feel proud, some feel a little embarrassed. Almost everyone feels something they didn't expect. Relief. Because uncertainty is exhausting, and now the uncertainty is gone. So what actually broke during this experiment? Not the bank account, the assumption. The quiet belief that I don't really spend that much, or I don't know where it goes, it just disappears. Tracking doesn't create a problem, it just stops letting the problem hide. If you want to try this yourself, here's the simple version. You don't need a fancy app or a color-coded spreadsheet. You need one running list and one rule. Every dollar gets written down the same day it's spent. No exceptions, no "I'll remember it later." That's it. The tool doesn't matter, the consistency does. And one more thing worth saying clearly. This isn't about guilt. If your 30 days reveals spending you're not proud of, that's not a character flaw. That's just information you didn't have before. The goal was never to shame you into change. It was to show you the truth so you could finally choose on purpose. Here's the harsh part. Most people avoid tracking their spending for the same reason people avoid stepping on a scale after a hard year. Not because they don't want to know, because part of them already suspect the answer, and facing it feels heavier than not knowing at all. But here's the hopeful part. The moment you have the number, you have power. You can't fix invisible spending. You can absolutely fix visible spending once you know where to look. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this. Tracking isn't punishment, it's permission. Permission to stop guessing, stop assuming, and finally see your money clearly enough to change it. Try the 30 days. It won't feel comfortable around day 10, but by day 30, you won't just know where your money goes, you'll know exactly what to do about it. Because on this channel, we don't do shame, we do clarity.